Why the hell is the CEO's espresso machine hissing like Satan's humidifier again? I muttered, crawling behind the server rack with a flashlight in my mouth and a 2-day-old banana in my pocket. That damn machine was wired into the same breaker as the HVAC for the East Wing, something I only found out after the Great Latte-induced power outage of 2011. Nobody ever documented that. Of course, nobody but me ever documented anything around here. But I knew because I remember everything. That morning had started like every other for the last 21 years. Me, Daniel Reyes, unlocking the office door at 6:47 a.m., 23 minutes before official open with the original brass key they gave me in 2002. I'd oil it twice a year. You'd be surprised how many executives can't turn a key if the lock squeaks. Assume it's broken like their common sense. The cleaning crew had left gum in the sink again. Someone from product accidentally left sushi in the mini fridge over the weekend. The kombucha exploded. Not my job technically. Not in any contract. But guess who scraped seaweed off a smart fridge with a laminated calendar and a plastic spatula? This guy. Some days I felt like the human version of duct tape. I held everything together in total silence. Got used exactly the same way, only noticed when something broke. The CEO thought I was still reception even though my business card said facilities and ops manager. And my inbox had 3,200 unread urgent emails from people who couldn't change a toner cartridge to save their cryptos lives. It got worse when they brought in that new HR director, Haley, fresh out of grad school, all teeth and trends. She once asked me where the Ethernet plug went. I told her in the wall. Sweetheart, same place your job performance is headed. She didn't laugh. Now, I ain't no TikTok guru, but apparently 97% of folks listening to these stories don't subscribe. That's like showing up to a potluck empty-handed and still going home with Tupperware. So, go on, hit that subscribe button. Keeps the lights on and the petty revenge flowing. Back to the mess. I didn't go to fancy colleges. Didn't wear blazers that cost more than my truck. But I knew that building. Not like a property manager knows it. No, I knew it like you know an old dog. Which pipes moaned when it was going to rain. Which thermostat freaked out when the humidity hit 70%. Where the fuse box creaked like a haunted dollhouse if you opened it too fast. I'd kept the company breathing through power surges, toilet floods, and 3 CEOs worth of poor decisions. And they just forgot. No recognition, no bonus, no handwritten notes from the board. Just once when I stayed late to personally unclog the women's restroom after someone dropped a badge in it. Don't ask. The old VP of finance gave me a half-eaten protein bar and said, "You're a saint, Danny. My name is Daniel." At some point, I stopped correcting them. I wasn't trying to be the hero. I just believed in doing things right. Then came the great espresso incident. CEO bought himself some $12,000 chrome monstrosity from Italy. Said it was an investment in workplace culture. Plugged it right into a surge strip already supporting 2 space heaters and a Roomba dot. I warned him. I wrote the email. I printed the signs. I even taped one to the damn machine. Do not use with space heaters. He laughed, said, "Daniel, relax. You're too uptight. Go have a latte." 2 weeks later, mid-board presentation with investors flown in from Tokyo, the breaker flips. Whole East Wing goes black. Projector dies. It shuts off. Espresso machine screams like a banshee giving birth. Do you know how fast a dozen suits in wool get sweaty when the AC goes out in July? I fixed it, of course. Ran 6 floors to the basement, flipped the breakers, sprinted back with a fan I borrowed from marketing, and somehow got the projector humming again. CEO told the board it was a planned resilience drill. They applauded. He winked at me like we were partners in crime. No mention that I saved his $1 million deal. That's when I started keeping notes. Detailed ones. Every outage, every leak, every mess covered up with my hands. Names, times, dates, witnesses. Not cause I was paranoid, but cause I knew one day it'd matter. And oh boy, it did. See, companies like that, they run on the invisible. You think it's leadership or vision or whatever buzzword they put in Forbes. But really, it's people like me. People who replace the batteries in the smoke alarm so you don't have investors choking on burnt popcorn. People who notice the rattling sound in the server room and swap the fan before it overheats. People who know which janitor is sleeping in the supply closet and which one actually empties the bins. I ran that place. Quietly. Invisibly. For 2 decades. Until they fired me. It was a Tuesday. Always is. I just finished patching a leak behind the break room sink using chewing gum and a clamp because procurement said the part was non-essential and would arrive in 6 to 8 weeks. My phone buzzed. Please come to HR. Haley sat there with two other suits I didn't know. She used her soft voice, the one she probably practiced in front of a mirror. Daniel, we've decided to move in a different direction regarding facilities oversight. I blinked. Different direction? The toilets only flush one direction, sweetheart. They didn't laugh. They slid an envelope across the table. Severance, a month's pay. For 21 years. You can collect your things by the end of the day. I stared at them. My things? You mean the company's things. Half the tools in this building are mine. The reason your Wi-Fi works is because I rewired it myself with my own drill bits after you idiots signed a contract with that cut-rate vendor. Haley cleared her throat. We need to move forward, Daniel. You'll always be part of the family. Family. That word. Family doesn't kick you out with a cardboard box and a pat on the back. Family doesn't forget your name after 2 decades. But I didn't shout. Didn't break anything. I just nodded, went back to my office, if you could call it that, and began packing. My own hammer. My own flashlight. My notebooks. 21 years of documentation. All in binders with neat little labels. Power outages. Plumbing disasters. Exec screw-ups. I left the keys on the desk. The real keys. Not the copies they thought they had. Because here's the thing. You can duplicate metal, but you can't duplicate trust. When I walked out that door, I swear the building sighed, like it knew. And I knew too. This wasn't over.